We're going to start a standing team, and I will just say this before the music comes on. We're going to stand with those feet hip distance apart, okay? Our second toe really is coming up in line with our knees, hips and shoulders. We're thinking about our posture. Shoulders are down and back, gap between the chin and chest and the shoulders and ears, okay? Hips open and forwards, knees nice and soft. We're going to want that pelvis to be in like a neutral position. So I'm not going to bombard you with too many terms and things like that today. And Fitness Pilates, it takes the main elements of Pilates, but it tries to link it more to a fitness class and also in regards to just functional activities for to help you with everyday life and also to improve and progress your fitness. So I'm going to talk to you about some things, especially like if I want you to keep your back flat and teaching points. But again, I'm not going to bombard you with all the breathing and everything else, because I just want you to get a taste of the exercises and get the benefit from the exercises, which you will get some benefit from even if you aren't engaging, focusing on your breath as well, okay? The exercises themselves, just standalone, are fantastic. But for that pelvis, we're going to try and get it in a neutral position. So all that means is you go all the way forwards to what we call position A, all the way back to C, and then you just find that neutral position, okay? Knees nice and soft, hips open and forwards. Music's going to come on. I'm just going to do mobility to begin. Here we go. Okay then, so in that position, hips open and forwards, knees nice and soft. We're going to take it to shoulder rolls. Here we go. Fantastic. Good. So don't feel that you have to move in tempo with the music. Don't feel that you have to rush any of it. And change direction. But some of these basic exercises, these basic movements, sometimes we tend to neglect them, we tend to rush them, we forget about them, and they are just really important. Here we go, take those shoulders up and drop it down and back. Up and right down, well done. Fantastic. One more here. Now let's take it into a spinal rotation. So you allow yourself to move freely. Good. Fantastic. And let's take it back to the centre, pelvic tilt. So through to A, and all the way back to C. Get that full range of motion. A and C. Well done. Okay, so we're going to take it into a roll down. So hands are going to come down by the side, okay? Now, please work to your level. For some of you, you will roll down to here, and then you'll just roll all the way back up, okay? If you're happy to, you're taking it all the way down to the floor. Knees stay soft, and then we're going to roll all the way back up. Fantastic. And when we get to the top, shoulders down and back. So we're just mobilising and warming through the spine. Here we go. Take it down. Fantastic. So for this warm-up mobility section, I roughly work to the music, but I'm not too strict, okay? But when we get to our exercises, we are going to just do it for a set amount of time. Fantastic. So keep going, I'm going to show you that from the side. We're here. So just roll down, knees nice and soft. And now this time, we're going to roll all the way up. And then when we get to the top, we're going to extend those arms overhead. We're going to pull those arms down and we're going to go again. Here we go. So just let them guide you. Move through the vertebrae of your spine. Keep the knees soft. Fantastic. All the way over. Arms down and again. All the way up. So it's nice and continuous. Fantastic. Hold it up. Pull those arms down. Well done. Okay, we're using those legs. I did briefly talk about this yesterday, but to safely get down onto the floor for me. Excuse me, sorry. Got something on my face. We're going to come to a tabletop position. So hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Feel free, if you can, to spread your fingers to help balance the weight. And also, for those of you that may suffer with your hands and wrists, it does just help you to balance the weight a little bit more, rather than being close together and those hands and wrists starting to hurt. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders, back flat. we're taking it to opposite arm and leg. So we're leading with that thumb, okay? Make sure it's opposite to you, otherwise you might fall over, okay? So opposite arm and leg, out and in. I'm going to show you from the side so that you can see. So we're here. So my back's nice and flat. I am pulling my tummy in, so if you're happy to do that, if you're used to doing Pilates, you're used to doing exercise, engage that midsection. So we're imagining there's a piece of string on that belly button and we're trying to pull it out through the back. But we're breathing normally. It's nice and controlled. This is a fantastic warm-up exercise, but it's so good for the back. So it keeps that back nice and strong. It's a good balance and coordination challenge as well. Fantastic. But leave with that thumb if you can for me, just so we're nice and in line. 4, 3. I'm just going to do one more so that I've done equal. And then just take it into a sad catch, into chest flexion. Move through the spine. And then lift that head. Give me that dip for extension. Amazing. Back to neutral. Okay then, so our body moves in 3 planes of motion: frontal, sagittal and transverse. We're going to train it in those 3 planes, okay? So again, tabletop position, back nice and flat, right arm, left leg, straight up and tap down, straight up and tap down. So again, I'm going to turn in a moment, but your arm and leg are nice and straight. That head, neck and shoulders are relaxed. Supporting hand is under your shoulder, supporting knee is under that hip. So I'm just going to show you from here. So we're straight, straight, well done. Leave with that thumb again. Keep breathing. Change sides, here we go. So yeah, our body moves in the 3 planes. So actually, sagittal is a forwards and backwards motion. Frontal is side to side. I always joke, I suppose it's been a bit sexist myself actually, but I always joke that I reckon a man came up with that because it's the wrong way around. And transverse, which is a rotational plane. Okay, and this time just stretch it out. So we've done frontal and sagittal, so 2 planes. We're now going to move into transverse, okay? Now this is normally one of the most difficult ones, and our transverse plane is this motion, and this is the movement that people generally injure themselves more. So when you're hoovering and you're twisting, if you're gardening and you're reaching behind, if you're sat in the car and you're trying to pass something to the kids or grab your handbag off the back seat. So hands under shoulders, knees under hip, arm and leg out, opposite and in. So you want to try and stay nice and still, nice and balanced. This time the hand is just flat, supporting knee under the hip, supporting hand under the shoulder. Keep breathing, don't hold that breath. So yeah, so going back to that, that's generally when people actually injure themselves in that motion. And I'm not saying that this is going to stop you from injuring yourself, but if we work and train that body in that plane of motion and it's used to the movement, bring it in, change sides. Here we go. Keep going. Then we're less likely to. Good. So we're here, nice and controlled. My arm is in line with the shoulder. My leg is in line with the hip. You've really got to get those thinking caps on, team. We always have a giggle in class. If somebody new comes and we're having a chat, and I always say, now don't worry about this exercise. Well done. Give it your best shot, but everybody always does it wrong first. Stretch it out. And it's so true, so true. Just got to switch that brain on, get it into gear. Okay. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to go to a thread the needle. So this is a fantastic exercise for releasing the deltoids but preventing that kyphotic hunch. If you're sat at home doing lots of work on the computer, you're doing lots of driving, or you're just not as active and doing as much as normal, reach, thread through and all the way back. This is a fantastic chest, shoulder, back release. So that bottom is staying lifted, we're threading through and then we're extending all the way up. This is also a fabulous exercise for those of you who have got kids, especially when they're younger. So this has helped me a lot in regards to kids coming into the bed, sleeping with you, change sides. Here we go. So again, because we've only got 20 minutes here, I'm just going to do short little bits of each. But this really helps me after a night where Lila's been in the bed, she's been laying on my arm for ages, and it helps me to open and release. Also while I was breastfeeding, just to help release through my chest and my shoulder, and completely safe to do. Bottom stays lifted, we've got that lovely rotation. Well done, fabulous. Back to that flexion and extension then, team. So chin goes to the chest, and then we're going to lift that head. Amazing. Back to that neutral position. I want you to lie yourself down onto the floor for me. So feet are completely relaxed, upper body is relaxed. We're doing what we call a VW. So we start with the arms nice and wide in a V position, and we're going to make a W, but we're going to do it for a single tempo. So we're going to go single, single, and then we're going to do both together for 2. So if you notice, here we go. We draw one arm in, elbow comes down and back, contract, other, my upper body lifts but nice and controlled, and then I do both together. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath. Your feet need to stay relaxed onto the floor. So it's single, squeeze that shoulder blade down and back, squeeze, now both together, here we go. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, again, single. So again, this is amazing for helping to release through that upper back. This is one of my favourite postural exercises. It really helps balance that back and chest out.
4, 3, 2.
One more. And now just take a full stretch. Fabulous. If you just want to do a little wiggle of those hips side to side while you're here, that just really helps to release through the back as well. Okay, then we're going to take it into the swan next. So, hands, arms and elbows are completely glued to the floor. The feet need to stay relaxed on the floor as well for me. We start lying down as much as you can, and then you're going to peel up through the vertebrae, look forwards, give me a smile if you like, and roll it all the way back down. Well done. And again. Now please remember again, even though I do know what I'm talking about in regards to exercise and fitness, I am, without blowing my own trumpet, pretty knowledgeable in regards to it. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect in regards to my fitness and issues that I have with my body. So I especially love Pilates, and I really am trying to promote it to people in regards to for looking after your body. So again, mom, 2 young kids, love them to pieces, but it really does have an impact on my body, and I need to make sure I look after myself. And just 20 minutes, even if it's just once a week, it's really going to help.
4, 3, 2.
Okay, this time I want you to push all the way up for me, so you're allowed to bring those elbows up off the floor and hold. Now some of you might struggle here, so if you need to just come down onto those arms a little bit and just hold it in that swan position again, that's fine. Or you might just be here. If you can give me that full extension, go for it. But a lot of people do struggle with their back. Okay, so work to your own level, roll it down. So remember, nice and slow tempo. Feet stay on the floor, arms at 2 rough 90 degrees. We lift up and we lower down. We lift up and we lower down. So we're keeping those arms in this position, team, because this helps to keep the shoulder blades nice and relaxed. Now if you struggle to have the hands here, you can bring them at the head, or you can just rest them on the lower body, on the lower bottom, I mean to say the lower back or your bottom, team, apologies. And you can just lift here, okay? But when you do this, there's a tendency for you to draw those shoulders back. So if you can, and you're happy to keep those arms at this rough 90-degree angle, go for it. And again, this is why I love using the interval CDs. You work at your own tempo. If you do 5 reps in the time, amazing. If you manage 15, fantastic. But you go at your tempo. Listen to your body.
4, 3, 2.
Well done. Take a stretch, just keeping an eye on it. Fabulous. Okay, bringing yourself up, and we're going to sit ourselves onto your bottom. So we have done a lot of back posture work. So all of that stuff that we've just done, back and posture, which is fabulous. We're going to do 2 exercises for the core, and then we're going to work the glutes as well. So legs are bent. We did something similar to this yesterday. Shoulders down and back, down, open, centre, lift. I just want you to go to the right side, roll down. We did our row back. Now, if like me, your hamstrings are quite tight, you can come onto those heels. If you find that you're really struggling to hold those feet down and you feel like it's having an impact on your back and you're arching those feet too much, just come onto the heels, okay? Roll down. You have to excuse the bottom of my feet. I'm so desperate for a pedicure. Anybody else? Fantastic. Good, let's change sides, here we go. And again, this is so brilliant because it's also opening through that shoulder, through that deltoid, but we're engaging those obliques, those side tummy muscles, and those lats, those side back muscles. If you're happy to, you're engaging that tummy, you're pulling that belly button in, but most importantly, you've got good technique and you're breathing. Well done. Fabulous. Okay, we're going to do both arms together now. So maintaining that lovely position between the shoulders and the ears, we drop down. We've got a nice gap between the chin and chest. We're sitting tall. Again, if you've got that flexibility through your hamstring and your legs, keep those feet flat. If you struggle, come onto those heels. We want good technique. We're rolling down and we're opening the door. So remember, when we roll down, we don't want to be like this, okay? We roll, open, centre and lift. Here we go. So roll both arms together, in and lift. Well done. Now again, how far you roll down is going to be completely dependent on how strong your tummy muscles are, the range of motion you've got, and how hard you want to work, okay? So listen to your body, but don't compromise your technique so that you can go down a little bit further, okay? Make sure you're maintaining lovely technique for me. Keep going. Keep breathing. Fabulous. Well done. Good. You've got it. Lovely. Bring it up, place the soles of the feet together, just release through. So we're actually going to do, we're going to do another one more tummy exercise, and then we're going to move, just come onto the floor, and we're going to do a bridge, and then we're going to do some knee drops to finish, okay? So again, feet are flat, heels if you prefer. We're doing our Pilates, what I call the Pilates Macarena. So arms go out. We're going to roll down, cross, cross, open, open, roll back up. Here we go. Roll, cross, cross, open, open. So right hand is leading for me, okay? Again, you choose how far you go down. For some of you, your movement will be here, and you're still getting some tummy engagement. For others of you, you'll need to roll further down to feel that tummy working hard. Well done. Remember that lovely seated posture. Shoulders down and back, gap between the chin and chest, gap between the shoulders and ears. Are we ready? Other arm leads, here we go. Roll, cross, cross, open, open, lift. So this class, I normally teach this class, normally on a Saturday morning, but again at the moment it's saved so you can catch up. But we have really slowed it down a lot during lockdown, just because we felt we definitely needed it. We really need to connect and focus on our bodies a little bit more. And release. And we normally do about 35 to 40 minutes in total at this tempo. And we'd obviously just focus a little bit more on like the legs, and we do a few more core exercises as well. Right, you're lying yourself down. I'm going to rotate so you can see me from a different position shortly. If you've got a hair bobbling, you might want to take it out so that your head's completely relaxed. Feet are flat, feet and knees are hip distance apart. If you're not sure, you start with them together, turn the heels out and line the toes up. We're going to peel up through the vertebrae, driving the hips and glutes up, and then we're going to roll it all the way back down. Now, you can have those hands on the floor, out wide, or if you want to, you can cross them over the chest, or alternatively, you can extend them overhead, leading with the thumbs as you go up and over, okay? So I'm just going to rotate so that you can see me from a different position to you. So you've got a good view position. So we're here. So this would be your advanced option where you take those arms overhead. So the focus here is we do want to load the hamstrings and the glutes, but we also want to work the back. So when we do a pelvic bridge, it sort of depends on what type of class you're doing. If we do a pelvic bridge in yoga, the focus is obviously stretching, we involve the back a lot. In Pilates, we are engaging and working and peeling through the vertebrae. If we were doing a pelvic bridge in, for example, my activation band class, and release, or a weights class, we wouldn't perhaps lift and drive through the back as much. It would obviously be more focused on those glutes and hamstrings. But for our Pilates, we really want to push up if we can. Okay then, this is going to be our last exercise this morning then. Legs are bent, feet are flat. Try not to let the toes drop down, team. You're going to hold, so we're going to start by working the right leg. You're holding your left leg completely still with your hand. You're lying down. We're leading with the thumb again, and if you can, you're dropping your knee to the side for a knee drop, and at the same time taking the arm overhead. Again, the feet are staying flat, ankles fixed. We're dropping it down and bringing it in. Now that left side of the body is staying completely still. We're not moving, we're really isolating it. And this is a fantastic exercise to open through the hip flexor and glute, maintain good range of motion, work down the abductor, the outside of the thigh, but also by adding that arm at the same time, we are working in two planes of motion. So we're doing a frontal and a sagittal plane at the same time. Change sides for me. Here we go. If you are struggling, you don't want to add the arm, just do the leg, team, okay? You don't have to add that arm if you don't want to. So I'll just show you from here. Breathe in, upper body is nice and relaxed. Amazing. Put those knees in and let's take it to a little rock side to side. And then team, when you're ready, you're going to roll onto your side and you're going to bring yourself up. And then you're going to come onto your hands and knees. We're going to take it chin to chest and lift that head. Excuse my hair, I need to re-tie it back. And then we're safely going to bring ourselves up, and we're going to finish with our roll downs. Here we go. So roll it down for me, vertebrae at a time. Good. All the way back up. And we're going to do two more like that. Here we go. Roll it all the way down. So I really hope you've enjoyed this little 20-minute blast of our Fitness Pilates. So obviously completely different aspect of fitness, but so important still. And roll it down. This time I'm going to ask you to extend those arms all the way overhead. Hold. Arms come out and give yourselves